A lot of people talk about how important consistency is, but I feel like not enough people talk about how to be consistent. Now, this might seem like common sense, but I feel like if you have a step-by-step guide that goes a little more in depth on how to be consistent, it will allow your journey to flow a little better and allow you to get a better idea of what it will take throughout this whole process. Before I go into the step-by-step guide on how to be consistent and gain a following on social media, I want to talk about two things. So the first thing is understanding why consistency is so important. Why is consistency so important? Consistency is important because it allows you to create a flow within your life to achieve your dreams. Now, one thing I want to point out is that yes, I am talking about how to be consistent in order to gain a following on social media, but it's so much more bigger than that. Consistency plays a big role in everybody's life with relationships, friendships, work, health. If you want to be consistent with achieving your fitness goals, what do you have to do? You have to be consistent. If you want to make good grades in school, what do you have to do? You have to be consistent with studying. There's so many things that consistency helps you with in the long term, which is why I feel like this video is so important, because although you might want to gain a following on social media, there's other aspects within your life that this also can help you with. And the second thing I want to talk about is your why. Now, a lot of times when people hear, oh, like I want to gain a following on social media, they automatically assume that you just want to gain a following for popularity. So I want you to take a step back and really take some time for yourself and understand, why do I want to gain a following on social media? Do you want to gain a following on social media because you're passionate about taking pictures and styling? Do you like helping people? Or do you just want to gain a following on social media because you think it might make you feel better and because you might get popularity? Now, if your answer was the last one I just said, I think you're going to need to take a step back and reevaluate, because I want you to understand that just because you gain a following on social media is not going to make your life happy. It's really going to be temporary satisfaction, because once you hit that 10K, you hit it, and then what? That doesn't mean your life's gonna change. So I really want you to take a step back, because your why will give you that drive to continue to be consistent. So I just wanted to point out those two things. So the first step is to pick a start date. Now, so many people say they're gonna start being consistent, but then it never happens. So we're gonna pick a start date right now. So I need you to get your planner out, get a calendar. You can look on your phone has a calendar. And I want you to pick a date that you're gonna start being consistent with. Today's April 22nd, but let's say it's April 1st. What I suggest is to pick a start date that's at least 2 weeks from now. So that would be the 15th. Because you want to give yourself time to plan, you want to give yourself time to understand, okay, what do I want my niche to be? What do I want to do? You know what I'm saying? And also give yourself time to build up some content. Like I always talk about, content batching is really important. So today we're going to pick a date. So say it's April 2nd. I'm going to say on April 15th, this is the date I'm being consistent. And once you pick that date, for a whole month, you have to be consistent with your schedule. So right now, pick that date and decide what date you want to start being consistent on. Okay, so now that you picked your start date, we're gonna create a planning schedule. Now, I know a lot of you people watching, some of you guys want to be consistent with TikTok, some on Instagram, some on YouTube. So I'm gonna give you my opinion on what I think is a good schedule for each. For TikTok, when I started being consistent, I post it twice a day, but I think to start, I think once a day is good. For Instagram, I think 3 times a week is good. 2 reels, 1 Instagram picture, and for YouTube, I feel like 2 videos a week is good. So let's say I'm gonna create a planning schedule for Instagram. So the 15th is my start date, correct? So let's say I'm gonna post a reel. On the 15th, I post a reel. And then what I like to do is give myself time in between so people aren't constantly seeing my stuff. You gotta give time for people to miss you a little bit. So I post a reel on April 15th, and then I'm gonna post an Instagram picture on Sunday. I'm gonna post a pic here. And then I'm gonna post another Instagram reel on Tuesday. And then I have another reel on Thursday. So my posting schedule is Thursday, Sunday, and Tuesday. I'm posting 3 times a week. This helps you because instead of being like, oh, look, I forgot to post, you're on a roll. You don't forget anything because you have a schedule. You have your set schedule, and from this schedule, you have to be consistent with it. This has helped me a lot, especially when you're busy, you're working, you have school, you're trying to make time with your friends and stuff like this. This just gives you a better flow of, okay, like, this is what I need to follow. It just helps with life and the flow. So after we picked a start date and created a planning schedule, now you have to pick a content day. So what day that works with your schedule that you are allowed to create content, I would say for the full day or majority of the day when you have good lighting. For me, that was always the weekends because with school and work, it gets very busy. So say for instance, it will be on Saturday. And like I said, you want to do this 2 weeks in ahead. So the 3rd and the 10th, I need to be taking content these days, okay? One thing I want to say too is that stuff does come up. But when you content batch, it allows you to still stay consistent. If I got my 2 reels and 1 picture on the 3rd, and I also got another 2 reels and 1 picture, I'm set for 2 weeks. So if I'm sick on the 15th through the 22nd, I'm still good. That's why I say content batching just makes your life so much easier. So I highly recommend it. You can watch some videos on my channel. I talk about it and I show how I content batch. So definitely check them out. So now you know that the 3rd and 10th are your content days. Sometimes I can recommend 2 content days. So say you do Friday and Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So now you have 2 content days. So you might even get even more. You might get even more content so that maybe the next week you can chill. You know what I'm saying? So have a set content day. Prioritize it. Also, you can schedule it where you have a content day and say, for instance, you're like, okay, on my content days, I want to work from 10 in the morning to 3 p.m., which I feel like is very doable. Lighting's great during that time. So make sure you pick a specific day or days where you want to shoot your content. So the next step is figuring out what type of content you want to make. And this goes into the area of your niche. Now, I cannot help you create what your target niche is, but you can understand, okay, what are you passionate about? What do you like? Do you like fashion? If you like fashion, for example, what are some Instagram reels that I can do in order to gain a following with that? Maybe you can style a blazer. Maybe you can create 3 fits with 1 dress. I don't know, there's so many ways. So I would say plan what you want to do for those 3 days. If I have a content day on Saturday, I need to plan what I'm doing for those 2 Instagram reels and that 1 picture. What am I wearing for that 1 picture? What does that outfit look like? Where am I taking it? You know, stuff like that just helps the flow because there have been so many there have been so many times where I'm like, okay, this is my content day. I get up and I'm like, okay, I don't know what I want to wear. I have nothing to wear. I don't know where I want to take this. Okay, I want to take some Instagram reels. Okay, what do I want to do? So planning that a day before your planning day, or even the morning before when you're drinking your tea or coffee, that's what I do. Because if this is a content day, I'm dedicating that whole day for content. So I'm creating what I want to do beforehand, and then I get it done the same day. So that's just a suggestion, I would say. So the last step is that you cannot break this schedule for 1 month. This is going to create discipline. This is going to help you become more consistent with life, with trying to gain a following on social media, with so much stuff. And I want you guys to know too that at the end of this, you guys are going to be looking back at your followers and being like, wow, I have grown so much on my following just because I've been consistent. And I want you guys to appreciate that growing 100 followers is a lot. I remember there was 1 year on Instagram, I grew 20 followers, I think, because I was losing followers every month. Like in college, I would never post. I never was the type of person that would always post on social media. I actually was the type of person where my friends forced me to make a social media. They're like, Bryce, you have to get on it. It's what the new generation is doing. And I was like, I don't know. So I say to say that even small wins are still wins. So remember that. But just know with consistency, you're going to see way more progress than you did if you weren't. So this is why I wanted to give like a quick little step-by-step video, because you know, nobody ever talks, I'm not gonna say nobody, but like you don't hear a lot about, okay, like you telling me to be consistent, okay, how, you know? So I wanted to give a quick little step-by-step guide on how I feel like certain steps have helped me within my process. Like doing these steps, I do these steps all the time, and they just help me create a flow that I feel like is not overwhelming, you know? And it has created some discipline in my life that allows me to still live the life that I want to. When I go out, I'm not worried about social media. I'm worried about being in the present moment, being with my friends. I'm not worried about, oh my God, I gotta get an Instagram. No, I did that on Saturday. That was my day. You know what I'm saying? And also just know that sometimes you're gonna take content and you're not gonna like it. Still post it. You can always archive it, you know? And I think it allows you, it helps with confidence, with insecurities, because everything you post, you're not gonna like. Everything you take, you're not gonna be perfect in, and that's okay, we all go through it. Now I watch stuff of me, and even though I'm like, I don't really like that, I'm like, it doesn't matter, I'm helping people, put it out. It's not all about the exterior, it's about the interior, and it's about what your motive is while doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was super helpful. Please leave in the comment section what you want to see from me, and I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you guys have such a blessed day.